Oh man, it's been a long time, y'all. I really can't believe how long it's been since I've made something on this channel. I mean, it hasn't been that long. Like, I've gone longer without making something on this channel, but I'm here again. I'm gonna try to start doing a little something different where I'm just kind of having these like talks with the camera, especially because I just have the time to do it. So why not? And I'm not gonna talk too much about my locks today. I know that's probably why some of y'all might be here. Like, we're going on 12 years in May, so yee. But that's not what I came here to talk about. I came here to talk about the fact that I managed to get my other channel monetized somehow. And it really just kind of just happened. And I can tell you that I had been working on that channel for about 3 years before I really kind of saw even a sliver of success. YouTube is hard. YouTube is not an easy thing to do, especially if you want to be very prosperous from it. If you want to really prosper on YouTube, you've got to like put in the hours, you have to put in consistent work, all of the time in which you're not getting anything back from it. You have to be able to find the enjoyment in it because it's not going to give you anything back in the beginning. You really just have to just keep going. It's like I keep going because I know at the end, and not even the end of the journey, but further along down the line, reward is fantastic. I can't not keep that in the forefront of my vision. This channel, however, this channel is my, like, helping people. And they say to help people on YouTube. People go to YouTube to be helped and motivated and solve some of their problems. And even though it's more so, it's been a help channel slash documentation of the journey that I've been on, especially with my hair. And I feel less compelled to really talk a whole lot about my hair, but these days I am feeling a bit more compelled to talk about the journey that I've been on. It's so crazy to say, like, wow, I'm in my 30s, and I feel like a lot of us are getting to that point now, especially anybody who's been born in the 90s. We're in our 30s. I'm gonna be 32 this year. It's so crazy to say. I just made a video last year about me being 31, so it's a prevalent thought in my mind, and I'm always reminded that I'm over 30. But not in a bad way, not in a way of feeling like old or anything. Like, I still feel almost the same amount of energy that I had, about like 5 years ago. Really, really more. I mean, that energy I had 5 years ago kind of all went nowhere because we were all just kind of like in the house. So, that was a different experience. We don't have to remember that too much. But yeah, I got my other channel monetized, and I'm not going to talk about what that other channel is or what it's about. Some people might find it and some people wouldn't, but I don't want to talk too much about it specifically because if it's not something that anybody's interested in, I don't want anybody to go there and just kind of, poke around a little bit, but then leave right away, because that's, in the YouTube algorithm's eyes, that's not really a good sign. They kind of like stop promoting your videos when stuff like that happens. So if you find it, you find it. And if you do, I hope that you just stick around and peruse and watch multiple videos, please. But even still on this channel, just to kind of give you guys some hope that it's possible, just stay consistent. That's really all that it is. If you're staying consistent, that's one of the hardest parts of the journey. Consistency is really the determining factor on whether or not you are able to be successful and maintain it. Because once you get to that point of success, it's not over. That's really just the new beginning of it. You have to show that you've got the grit to keep on going for whatever it is, whether it be for work, a job, YouTube, content creation, gym, fitness goals, school, anything requires you to just continue to work when the rewards are not there overnight, especially not overnight, or even really the next day, the next month, year, none of that. Sometimes they just don't come, but the fact that you just keep showing up every single day and keep on doing what you need to do, that's what's going to bring the success. It's you just like it's so amazing. If you were to look at a pile of something, let's say you just took a pile of something very small and you just kept adding to that pile every single day, you'd be amazed at what you would see at the end. And the way that you accelerate how your progress goes is not only by just being consistent, but it's by trying to improve every single time you show up. And again, by even just a little bit. If you're just improving by even just a little bit every time you show up, again, now you're going from just linear. I'm going to start talking math now because I'm a math nerd. You go from being linear with your progress. This is what it looks like to just be consistent. You're just adding, just like that. But if you're adding and you're also improving every single time, now you're adding, you're going like this. You're going exponential now. Exponentially growing instead of linearly growing it's so much faster, and you get so much further ahead if that's what you're doing. So, I would really implore anybody who is interested in just growing as a person, as a human, as a whatever you want to identify as, that's just what you need to do. Just stay consistent. And if I were to even, get a little like personal on what it's looked like for me, the success of my other channel is really, it was something that was started on me stopping something else. And the something else that I did stop was my master's degree. I actually put a pause to my master's degree in order to free up more of my time to pursue and create content. And why anybody would do such a thing, you really have to just be weighing things, or you never you don't know what somebody might be thinking in their mind. But I can tell you what was going on in mine. And what that thing was is that I'm trying to do things and looking at things that will be a return on their investment. So what I can tell you is that I was going to school for a master's degree in statistics. And at the time, I just picked statistics, and if I would have picked just a master's in mathematics, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd have probably finished that all the way through. But statistics seemed like the convenient option to take at the time, and that's what I did. But I got about halfway through it. It was very difficult for sure. And again, I'm not someone who shies away from hard work, but it's just because of the fact, knowing that the work I was putting into that program, knowing where it was going to put me afterward, what I found out was that after I finished that program, now I'm going to be going into a career of statistician. Like, it didn't make sense to get that degree and finish that program unless I wanted to be a statistician, data scientist, data analyst, like anything around that realm. And in some cases I like computer science, but I like computer science enough just to say that I know a little bit and not to want to work with it every day, because I would not have any hair. I'd be pulling it out if I really pursued computer science, because it's challenging. It's very challenging, and it's more of a challenge than something I want to deal with on a daily basis. Like, I challenge myself to know it for the time frame when I needed to know it. But after knowing that amount, I was like, I don't want to know more about this. Because the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So that's where I'm going to leave that when it comes to the realm of computer science. And so I said to myself, I'm going to go and I'm going to get this master's degree, and then I'm not going to use it. I'm just not going to use it for its actual purpose. So what would I really be doing all of that for? Just to like going just to say that I finished didn't seem worth it to me, and worth going into more debt, because debt is real and debt sticks with you whether that degree afterward is profitable or not. It's sad to say, that's just the way that the world is currently. And so what did I do? Instead, I said, okay, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to invest in content, and I'm going to not do it full time because I still work, but I'm going to do it, part time, I'll say. I'm going to do it part time, but I'm going to act as if I'm full time. I'm going to make content like I'm full time, and eventually it did start to pay off. We're still trying to get to the point where it has been the return on the investment that I'm saying it is, but that's just part of the journey. Once you get to that point where you can say, hey, I'm monetized, now that's where some of the real work gets started. And that's just what we're doing. And I feel really good about it. I feel really happy about it. And that doesn't mean, just because I feel happy about it does not mean that I feel like all of my problems are solved, because this is, like I said, this is just where the real work has gotten started. So, just pray for me. Pray for me as I go through this new part of the journey of being a content creator who is actually profiting, and really just growing, trying to garner an audience, which I have been doing. People have been commenting a lot on that channel who are interested in the topic that I do. People have been, just really, really supportive. Even between like my girlfriend and my family, everybody's been, my friends, everybody's been just really supportive. And I know it's not a thing that you would really need all of that for, but it definitely helps. And I kind of do, like, even though I do all of it mainly myself, like at this point now, when it comes to the recording, the editing, all of that stuff, you got to wear multiple hats, and you got to be happy wearing them too. At least for a little while, until you can shift some of that work off to someone else to increase your capacity in the other areas. That's just where you got to be. But we're in a time right now where YouTube it's trying to be a little bit more friendly towards the small creators like myself, and give us a chance. And I can see where that chance happens at too, especially if you look in your YouTube analytics. I can see where that chance happens, and it really, I will put all the blame on myself if I do not use a title and thumbnail that actually get people's attention. So it's really all on each of us. If you are a content creator, it's really on us to really be able to get people's attention these days, because especially if you're in a topic that has a lot of attention, yeah, it's up to us. It just is. So we're just gonna keep on riding that wave and going down that path. But I really just wanted to come on here and to say, just give an update, say what I'm doing now. And I haven't talked too much about everything that I'm doing now, because I'll probably make some more videos coming up and talk about what it is that I went through at the age of 30, and just how much of it, like I teased about it in my last video and said I would talk about it soon. But we'll come back and talk about it in the next video. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.